Okay, what's up? Today, before I start the video, please click the link in the video description because I'm going to leave a link there. So for aimed at entrepreneurs and those that are seeking freelancer assistance from Fiverr.com for your business needs. Today, I will be talking to you about the Fearles Fund that is obviously based in the United States of America. The Fearles Grant is obviously based in Atlanta and is spearheaded by Ariana Simone. Do excuse me if I pronounce that name wrong. With the intention to inspire millennial entrepreneurs with particular emphasis of women of color. When I first looked at the Fearles Fund, I assumed that it was a grant company. However, upon looking at it further, it made me realize that it is indeed a VC in which it offers grants and has access to VC funding, resources, networks, and mentorship. Their mission is to advance the progression for people of color by reducing racial inequities and providing access to capital. As I obviously explained in my last video, that women of color receive basically less than 1% of VC funding. So I hope the following helps. The Fearless Drivers Grant. Now, they currently have a grant which closes on the 31st of August 2023. This is a skill-based contest grant called the Fearless Drivers Grant. That's obviously in partnership, I think it's in partnership with MasterCard. Now you have to be based, right? You have to be based in the United States and have a business which you are the owner of a US-based small business. And that program ends on the 31st of August 2023, so go ahead and apply for that. Now, the Women of Color Grant Program, that's another one that they've got. Now, they have partnered with Tory Burch Foundation, which is another grant funding making organization, to launch a program aimed at women of color. They will award 75 deserving women of color owned small businesses between $10,000 to $20,000 in grants. In addition, grantees will have access to a self-paced learning portal, which gives them access to obviously resources, funding, opportunities, and networking managed by the Fearless Foundation. You're probably thinking, well, what is the eligibility criteria? Well, the first obvious one is that the business must be at least 51% women of color owned. Revenue generating. It obviously needs to be generating money. I think the minimum annual revenue of $100,000, that's obviously strongly preferred. But if it's less than that, you can still apply. There's one, and then also you have to be 1 to 5 years in business preferred, and it has to be formed under United States law, so an LLC, S Corp, or whatever you got going on, and it needs to be operating in the United States. So you need to make sure that you've got your company set up correctly. The closing date for this program is the 28th of April. Applicants will be notified in July, and then the program obviously begins in August. Obviously the date has passed because today is the 28th, but obviously write it down for future. Now the next grant that I want to talk to you about from the Fearless Fund is called the Get Ready Venture Program, Cohort 2. This is sponsored by JP Morgan Chase. It's a 12-week program, and here are the prerequisites for the grant. Businesses must be at least, obviously, 50% women-owned. Yeah, businesses must be 50% women-owned and identify as a Black person or African-American business. Business stage must be operating and generating revenue, must have a minimum of 12 consecutive months in business. Pre-seed or seed companies with a product and need to test product. to see if it can fit the market. It must be able to show income earning ability over 12 consecutive months. So they want to see traction that your business is actually making money. So, and they want you to provide revenue for 2022 and projected revenue for 2023. You basically have to show that your product has some traction with the ability to showcase it hitting like maybe 1 million in revenue within, say, the next 12 to 18 months. So you need to do like a projectional forecast. Industry. Now, it must be a for-profit business in the fintech. I like to support people that are in the fintech industry, computer programs, software, and other technology used to support businesses and or personal use of financial products. I'm laughing, I don't know why. Products and services. You have to have a general business growth plan. So your product should be a minimal viable product, which is called an MVP. In development, obviously it needs to be headquartered in the United States with a management team based in the US. However, this also closes on the 28th of April, which is today. However, in the event that you do not fit any of the eligibility criteria for any of the grants, even the one that closes on the 31st of August, they have a resource portal on their website that gives you access to other potential grant funders, such as the Sheer Moisture grant funding, to see if it will obviously be applicable to yourself. Well, I hope that helps, and peace out. On to the next time.